Kids born to teen moms, how different is your life compared to other kids? My mom, Jessica, was 17 when she had me. 17, alone, and about to become someone's entire world whether she was ready or not. Her parents, my grandparents, died in a car accident when I was 2. I have maybe 3 memories of them. Vague impressions of my grandmother's perfume and my grandfather's laugh. After that, it was just me and mom against everything. She worked 2 jobs for most of my childhood. There was the morning shift at the diner on 5th Street, then the evening shift cleaning offices downtown. I got really good at letting myself into our apartment after school, making cereal for dinner, and keeping myself entertained until she dragged herself home around 9 or 10 at night, sometimes later. Other kids had parents who helped with homework and drove them to soccer practice. I had a key on a shoelace around my neck and a lot of time to figure things out on my own. Mom never finished high school. That meant the job she could get paid almost nothing, and burned her out fast. She'd work somewhere for 6 months, maybe a year, then the exhaustion would catch up with her, and she'd quit or get let go. We'd scramble to find something new. The cycle repeated over and over. When I was 8, our car broke down. We couldn't afford to fix it. Mom started walking to work, 11 miles round trip every single day. I remember her feet, always covered in blisters, soaking them in a plastic tub while she counted out coins to see if we could afford milk that week. When I was 9, we got evicted. I came home from school to find our stuff in garbage bags on the curb and a notice taped to the door. Mom was sitting on the steps crying, and I didn't know what to say to her. We ended up at a shelter on Franklin Avenue. It was loud and crowded and smelled like industrial cleaner and sadness. We stayed there for 2 months until Mom saved enough for a deposit on another place. Then we'd lose that one too, and the cycle would start again. Between 9 and 12, I lived in 7 different places, 3 apartments, 4 shelters. I got really good at packing fast and making friends faster. You learn social skills quick when you know you might not see these people in a month. You learn to read people, to figure out who's safe and who's not, to make yourself useful so people want to keep you around. I saw things most kids my age didn't see. Drug deals in shelter hallways, families screaming at each other through thin walls, people who'd given up entirely, and people fighting like hell to climb back up. I learned that poverty doesn't mean someone's lazy or stupid. I learned that the world is harder for some people than others, and it's not always their fault. At the time, I hated all of it. I hated watching other kids get picked up by parents in nice cars while I waited for the city bus. I hated wearing clothes from donation bins. I hated explaining to teachers why I didn't have my homework done, why I didn't bring lunch, why I fell asleep in class. Mom got diagnosed with breast cancer 3 days after my 13th birthday, stage 3. She kept working as long as she could, even through chemo, because we needed the money and she didn't have insurance that covered much. I watched her get thinner and weaker, watched her lose her hair, watched her try to hide how much pain she was in because she didn't want me to worry. She died 2 weeks before my 16th birthday. I held her hand in the hospice bed and told her I loved her, and then she was gone. I'm 31 now. I have 2 kids of my own, a stable job, a house we actually own. I'm a good father. I make sure my kids never wonder where their next meal is coming from, or whether we'll have a place to sleep, but I also make sure they understand how lucky they are. Everything I am came from those years with Mom. The resilience, the work ethic, the ability to connect with anyone, the refusal to look down on people struggling to survive. I wish she could see who I became. I wish she could meet her grandkids. I wish I could tell her that all those impossible years weren't for nothing, that she did good, that I turned out okay. I wouldn't trade any of it. Not the shelters, not the hunger, not the fear, because it was all her, fighting for me, and that matters more than anything.